All aboard, all aboard.
Hey now.
Peace, happy and healthy family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday.
Yeah, happy new day.
Yes.
Happy Friday with Ari J.
Yes, happy new day with Ari and J. Happy Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, we have made it, and we welcome you all to the live broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're watching now or a little bit later, it's all good. Thank you for the view.
Or if you binge watching this weekend, yes.
Yes, that sounds fun.
Enjoy.
Yes,
Yes.
that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so
Pardon me, I'm just getting set up on the computer so that I can enter the information in the chat. But yeah, go ahead.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
we are going. Okay, my favorite, because I talk shit.
Uh-oh.
We talk shit.
We're talking that today.
Yes, we are,
Mm-hmm.
and
You
it's
talking
something.
You
Yes,
talking that
yes, the whole word.
It's about to get stinky today. It's about to get stinky today.
Well,
Let's get
you know, if we eat correctly, it's not stinky actually.
What you trying to tell me? Your shit don't stink.
Well, because I have chlorophyll. No. Yes. No. So.
So you saying it's possible for your shit not to stink?
Yes.
She's saying it's possible for your ish not to stink.
Yes. When it smells, it's just because it's things in your body that are decaying. And because you're taking in death products. Where if you have things like chlorophyll, you're not even going to really have to even wear deodorant or have a smell in the restroom or have to even spray when you're in the restroom. It helps to clean your system.
You know what? Yeah.
Every now and then, I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then.
I'm gonna come in the bathroom and sniff next time. Yeah.
Oh, enjoy.
We gonna see how this works. Be like, you know what? You know you're right. Your shit don't stink.
No, or even when it lingers, when the scent lingers, that's a good indication too that it's time to clean up some things.
That's that
on the inside.
That's that methane. Oh dang it!
Bad news bears.
Yeah, I unplugged the computer by accident. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that. Because that smell that you smell when somebody takes a dump, depending on how toxic they are, it's methane gas. And I don't know if you all are familiar, for y'all that are of age, but remember, what was it, the Oklahoma City bombing? He used what they call a methane bomb. They put a bunch of fertilizer inside of a postal truck.
PUE.
Yeah. But the gas, the methane gas, when it actually has an explosive charge.
You need some extra emphasis on that one.
Yeah,
on that
once
thought.
you compress it. I don't know if we got any bombing or demolition guys out there from the military, but yeah, that methane gas is no joke, and it stinks.
And I don't want to know. I don't want to know how it smells.
Yeah,
I'm okay to not know that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
part of it.
Yeah, they got people they're so toxic they spontaneously combust. Yeah, they light up a cigarette. They're in like a enclosed toilet, and they got all these toxins coming out of their body. That like a little small bathroom that's not ventilated and it's hot. Yeah, they were like blown up, like in a trailer or something like that.
Wow! And now when you were talking about blowing things up, even
while they was blowing it up in the toilet. Yeah, they blew it up.
Even when it comes to death, when it's our time to go, everyone's gonna have that time, and the crematory, they don't take people who are severely overweight because all the fats in the body can make the place explode. It's true. That's a true story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. Oh yeah.
I mean, when you talk about things blowing up, I'm like, oh yeah, since we're on this subject, yeah.
What they say when John Wayne died, he had over 40 pounds of feces, decayed feces inside his stomach. 40 pounds
I want to go
of
light.
waste.
I want to go light with a feather.
Oh yeah, yeah. So in case y'all didn't read the title, today's topic is: Are you constipated and you don't know it? Yeah, because that's woo.
And does it matter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. It matters
To me.
Yeah. So the bottom line is: Are you full of shit and don't know it yet?
Yeah.
That's the topic of today. And if you are full of shit, what you need to do about it?
Yes. So that there is a question, and then we have an answer for a
Of
solution.
course.
It's a solution based information.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now I can get to my notes.
So come on, get in. Let's get in cozy and tight. Come on.
Bring it on into everything.
Please, come on. Let's get it.
Okay.
Are you constipated and you don't know it? What we got? Because I know you've been dying to put this to
Not
have
dying.
this talk. Oh no, not.
I've been
dying,
looking forward to.
Looking forward. I'm sorry, bad choice of words. I know that you've been wanting to share this information with the world.
Yes.
For quite some time.
Yes, I've had these notes since 2015.
Wow. You know, some people got feces in their body since 2015.
Now I'm talking to everybody.
So this is brewing just like that. Yeah.
Everybody needs to have bowel movements. That's the way we stay alive. You know, and there's types of bowel movements as well. I have everything in my notes. I have diagrams of how the colon should look and everything. So this is going to be a good show.
Yes, excellent show.
Okay, I would like to start with forgiveness. Okay, forgiving our family and ourselves for poor diet habits, right? So when we're born, I shared a couple of days ago that I did reflexology on a baby who was just being fed milk or was given milk in a bottle, milk. And over time, because the molecules of the cow's milk are so large, he can only digest that so much, being barely 10 pounds. Then the adults who drink the milk, still the molecules are way too big to digest. So we forgive our family for what they may not know, you know, and then for introducing us, and then we forgive ourselves for continuing.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that runs in the family. Yeah, poor diet choices.
Hey, can I jump in on one
Please.
real quick point? I read, it showed up in my news flash or feed that there's some kind of shortage on baby food or whatnot. Let's see, does breatharian poop? Depends on if they depends on what stage they are within their. Deborah asked, does a breatharian poop?
That is a really good question.
Yes, it depends on what stage they're in. Like, say for instance, because when it creates a situation of detoxing, and so like I noticed, like when I've done like extended water fast per se, that I'll still have a bowel movement, and that what that normally is a it's the stool that's been trapped inside my colon that wasn't that hadn't been released, and so then my body goes into once it's in that state of ketosis and whatnot, and it starts to basically your body starts to eat or clean itself out, and so it starts to release, and so you'll still continuously have a bowel movement up to a certain point. Do I know 100% for sure if somebody's been a breatharian for 5 years, 10 years that they're still having a bowel movement? No, I can't confirm that. I'm not sure. I don't know anyone personally that is a breatharian. I've seen folks that that are breatharians, especially overseas and whatnot. Matter of fact, heck, you know what? It's a brother. I forget his name. He's in the Caribbean somewhere. That he's online. I think he's on IG and whatnot. But I posed that question to him. Like, hey, you know what, man? Do you still take a dump? Yeah. If you just breathe it in. Yeah.
That is a really good question, and thank you for that question. Yes, we will figure that out somehow.
And do breatharians still drink water?
Well, no, you have to drink water.
Yeah. They just don't.
That's the one thing that you have to have. You can go without food for many days or months, but you have to have water.
Yeah, because I do know, like towards the end of my whenever I do like a 20-day detox, I'll towards the end I'll actually get to a point where I won't even eat or drink at all, which is actually bad. But it's because my body's getting in the habit of not taking in anything, and so I have to like force myself to drink water and whatnot. Even sometimes during the like around the second day of the water fast that we do each week, or liquid fast, I'll have to force myself to drink water because it's become a habit now. And so, and I'll notice that my stools will lighten up, and actually by the third day, I won't have a stool when I wake up in the morning.
Interesting. Now,
blessings, Felicia. Yes.
Hey, pieces.
Oh, but what I was going to mention is, they said there has a shortage on baby food. And I just want to say that was like the greatest blessing I've ever seen. Thank God there's a shortage on baby food, because natural regular baby food that you get in the stores is horrible for kids, for children, because and then it's unnecessarily expensive. It's a real simple. I came into the understanding and the knowing with my son. He's 12 now, and he never had any kind of canned or jarred baby food. Before that, we used organic, which is cool. But at the same time, our belief is if it's in a can or a jar or a box, don't use it. And so you can just steam some vegetables and then mash it together and make all the baby food you want. And so you can go to the farmer's market, get a bunch of carrots or anything, and that's all. Yeah, sweet potatoes, and he loves it, and that's what he grew up on. And so anybody that's got issues with or they're feeling some kind of pinch, they just had a newborn baby or a baby that's just starting to eat and is being weaned from the milk, by all means, please don't feel no kind of way about the baby food shortage. It's a blessing in disguise. It's an opportunity for you to go just take some vegetables and puree it, and boom, your baby's gonna get all the nutrition, all the vitamins, all the minerals that your baby needs. Yeah, sorry about that. That's just my PSA for the day. When I saw it, I'm like seeing all these people freaking, oh, there's no baby food. I'm like, so what? No. There's vegetables, and that's all they should be eating anyway.
And when we prepare the food, especially for our children, we have a chance to get in touch with the food, and that's bonding, just as you would with breastfeeding. So having hands-on is pretty ideal. And I know that we're going to have a lot of information going forward for today, and knowing and recognizing what information is. Information is the death of fear.
Yes.
So if we hit a subject that's a little sensitive, it's okay. That's just that sensitive space is that fear of not knowing. So we're just here to facilitate and give information as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Deborah says, when I knew better, the first food for my daughter was an organic baked sweet potato. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's, I'm sure it's a yummy to the baby too.
Oh yeah, they love it. Yeah, our son, he would tear that up. Oh yeah, he would tear them sweet potatoes. As a matter of fact, that was his favorite, like the sweet potatoes. Yeah, he loved those.
Yeah, that's good. And two, along with the information being the death of fear, fear and faith cannot coexist.
No.
You cannot serve two masters. Not I can't, you can't, no one can. So keep that in mind too. The body is constantly regenerating itself. Every 90 days, we have the potential to produce new blood. Every 11 months, we have the potential to produce new organs, and these are the cells that are regenerating, they're dying off, we're eliminating them. And then every 2 years, we have the ability to have new bones. So when we're speaking to influence and encourage you to do the best so that your regeneration is at the top, right? Okay, so we're talking about shit today. Stool, bowel movements, right?
Yes.
And we have to keep in mind that our colon is about 7 feet long.
7 feet.
And about 2.5 inches in diameter. So
if you stretch that out, you mean you have like Shaquille O'Neal inside your stomach, in your gut?
well, yes.
So
I'll show it. Yes.
you got something, you pull this out of your stomach, and it's as tall as Shaq. That's what you're telling me.
If he's 7 feet tall, then that.
Yeah,
would be
actually
correct.
he's 7'3", so he might got that colon beat by a couple inches, but it's close enough. 7 feet
Yes.
wrapped up inside. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So depending on how we're taking in food, how much, and everything, if we have, we're our bodies are made perfect when we're born. We're born pretty much perfect, and then as we age, as we get older, and we have all these foods coming in, they can, if we're not eating properly, they can prolapse our colon, and waste means weight. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're really just needing to lose waste.
Yes.
So detoxing is very important. Okay, the appendix is the beginning of the digestive system. And I remember us talking about the mucoid flush. And when you get to that space, it's like I said, it's the beginning of the digestive system, digestive tract. That's where a lot of our parasites really are, so to get that release is ideal. Okay, let's see here. A lot of women nowadays are getting hysterectomies, and that's not a one-off situation. When that does happen, it has the small intestine to relax on the vagina. So because this organ has been removed, where would the intestines and things go? They're going to drop and sit there. So keep that in mind. And there are things that can clean the issues up that we're having if we're thinking about having a hysterectomy. What's going on? Oh, no, I saw something come through. Okay.
Oh no, you flowing, baby. Do you?
I am flowing. Yes, I am flowing. Yes, also with the appendix, that's the second most active part of the immune system. That's something that's good to know as well.
Okay.
Okay, and we spoke on the prolapse colon. I do have a diagram, and I appreciate everyone for their viewership. Okay, so.
I'll switch when I get my computer on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a normal colon, right? This is a normal colon.
That's it right there.
It's a normal colon right there. And then all of our organs.
They can't see.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
This is a normal colon here. Okay? And then I'm going to show the prolapse colon. And it's much different.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, prolapse colon. And that is the weight of everything that has not been digested pushing down on the colon.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And so that's like that bulge that a person would see at
That
the
is
bottom
exactly
of
what
their
that
stomach.
is.
Wow.
So
Wait, let's see that
this is
before and after. That's crazy. So you got this that it starts off with.
that. This is how we're born.
That's how you're born. And so then when you look at when people have that bulge
Yes, it's
at the bottom of their stomach that they can't get
right.
rid of.
And we wear Spanx, ladies. We wear Spanx and everything. Men, you guys have different things to hold everything in.
Shoot,
That doesn't.
we put our pants up.
No, there's things on the market for men to have.
Oh, well, they got like a man.
A man Spanx.
What?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is really what's going on inside the prolapse colon, and we are so focused on what's going on outside, and we have the surgeries and things when the issue is we need to tighten up what's going on in our colon through detox.
That is deep.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's deep. yeah, a major difference, Felicia. Yeah, for real.
Big difference.
Oh yeah, psyllium husk. That's in several of our. Deborah mentioned psyllium husk. Yes.
Yes.
And
psyllium husk, it expands with water, and what psyllium husk does is to adhere. Much like activated charcoal, it adheres to the wall of the colon and flushes out. So especially with psyllium husk, you have to drink a lot of water. Activated charcoal, a lot of water, and it helps with digestion and the uptake of nutrients and minerals.
Yeah, fupa. Is that the fupa on women? I'm not familiar. What's the fupa?
I'm not familiar with that term, to be honest. This one, it does say uterus here, but then it would be the male organs. This is what's provided to me. So where the uterus is just where the male organs would be. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into fupa.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay, colon dysfunction has a lot to do with mucus in the body, and it disturbs minerals from being entered or being available for the organs. Okay, this is where this is where we want to put an asterisk, a big star, because everybody that I would just assume, everybody that we talk to, I'm not constipated. Not me. I'm not constipated. I go once a week. I go once a day. How many times do you eat a day? Oh, I eat 5 times a day. And you go once a week. Okay. But I'm not constipated. Okay, so how do you know if you are constipated? Just for everyone. If you're not having a bowel movement within an hour of eating, chances are you're constipated. We have our children, and we can think back on their earlier months and things. A lot of times they're pooping while they're eating. That's just because they're regular. So within an hour after eating, you should have a bowel movement. What's going on?
Oh no.
Okay. Yes. Okay. The colon is 2.5 inches in diameter, and that's how large your stool should be as well. So a lot of times we have stool, and everybody look and examine your stool. That's how you get to know yourself. And this is something that everybody does not talk about. If this is offensive, I don't know who does not have a bowel movement. Everyone should have a bowel movement. So 2.5 inches in diameter, that's how your stool should be coming out. That is a complete bowel movement. Anything other than that is considered a tunnel elimination. Tunnel elimination is, it's smooth on the surface. So what is going on is the stool is passing through and it's coming out fine, but there's impacted feces along the wall of the colon. So that's considered a, what happened?
Oh, no. No, I'm just reading the comments. No, you good.
No, these are all true statements.
Oh, no, she said, no, you should.
Please do know yourself and know exactly. So yes, we talked about the tunnel elimination. Okay, a lot of people don't know this. Your stool should float.
What? It ain't supposed to drop to the bottom of the toilet?
Well, if you're eating live foods, then your stool should float. I know especially when I'm detoxing, my stool floats.
It goes whoop, 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 like that?
No, it's going to sit at the surface of the water in the commode.
Really?
Yes. Well, you have to think about it. Okay, so there's life in the stool because there's life in your food. Now take your lungs, right? If you're not breathing, what happens to people if they're dead and they are in the water?
Well, yeah.
They go to the bottom. They sink to the bottom. So when I get in the pool, because I'm alive and you're alive, I float on top because I am full of life and I'm full of air. So same thing with your stool.
So what you're telling me is your shit don't stink, and it floats.
It doesn't float all the time.
So it floats on water. So what you got like some holy? You got like what you call that holy shit? He walks on water, floats on water.
I'm not saying all those things. I'm saying especially when I'm detoxing and taking in the things that I should take in.
Your shit walk on water. That's what you're saying.
Floats.
And it don't stink.
Float.
Oh, okay.
And again, the analogy is we have to make this light. The analogy is live foods, air, and just like our lungs, we float on water, especially when we're alive. If we're deceased, dead, then we would float or just kind of go on to the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
This is some magical. Yes, it is magical.
Yes, and we should think of it that way. I mean, honestly, going and having a bowel movement should be one of your favorite times of the day. Like you're just releasing, and hopefully you're in the bathroom by yourself. You can meditate and everything if you go there. But yeah, it should be a pleasant experience.
Holy.
I'm gonna continue with my notes.
Oh yes, absolutely. By all means, my beautiful queen.
And waste, the odor lets you know what's going on in your body. Yes. So if it is extremely putrid, that is representing death. So we have a lot of heavy meat eaters, and you can go to any public restroom and know, whoa, you eat a lot of meat. Even I've been in the gym and everybody's sweating and your skin's the largest channel of elimination. So I've been in the gym and it's like, oh my gosh, I can tell that he eats a lot of meat.
Not me.
Not you, but you know, if I'm exercising next to someone and he's doing it's like, okay, wow. And actually, I've asked a question. I like to be. I just asked. I asked the guy. I said, "Do you eat meat? A lot of meat?" He said, "Well, yeah, I do. I eat a lot. I eat meat basically every meal." I'm like, okay, but I could smell it in his pores. So.
Oh yeah, veggie meat. Yeah, because that's trash. It's not anything that's not natural. If it doesn't grow on the ground, grow from a tree, or grow from the ground, no, it's going to cause. It's not organic. It's not natural, and so the stuff they put in the veggie meat technically. It's worse than regular meat.
Definitely.
It just the only difference is it digests a little bit better. It's not as harsh on your digestive system, but and it doesn't necessarily have all the toxins and antibiotics. I think it was 80% The medication on the planet is used for livestock. And the meats that we eat, yeah. And so, and if you know anything or have an understanding of what antibiotics do, they don't actually cure anything. They just suppress whatever it is and causes the bacteria or the virus strands to go dormant, and they lodge inside your mucus, like the hard mucus inside the body, and that's what's actually being released when you do a detox. And so, and that's the same thing that's in the meats. And so it just lodges inside the mucus, inside the animals. And then when you cook it, it releases all the bacteria and viral strands release into you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And mucus over time becomes plaque.
Yes.
So it hardens over time. They just call it something else, but the base of it is mucus. Yes. Okay. Just as I showed, I love diagrams. I feel like a teacher. So, just as I showed this here, the stool should have the imprint of your colon. So we spoke before about the tunnel elimination. That's going through what is impacted in the lining of the colon. When a complete bowel movement and complete stool is 2.5 inches in diameter and has the imprint of the colon.
Yeah. So if your feces look like are the size of a pencil or a pen coming out, that lets you know to the degree that you are impacted. Yeah, that lets you know how impacted your colon is.
Yes, and
yeah, because 2.5 inches is something that should be like this big, which is the circle here, comes out this big. That lets you know how impacted your colon is.
And so the colon, as we saw, has grooves, you know, and food is coming through, going down the digestive tract, and along that journey, things can get stuck along the walls. So again, that is why detoxing is very, 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 it's crucial, it's important.
Yeah, very.
Also, the temperature of the body.
Do tell.
We do say, the safe temperature for us is what, 98.9?
6.
90. Well, 96.
98.6.
98.6, 98.5, 98.6. When actually it should be 95, a couple of degrees lower. And the reason that we run so hot is because we have to become hot to burn off the food. So if you're eating, if you're not eating clean, then that's stress on the body. And so you have that difference, the 95 and 98.6, that may be considered fever in some places, where here that 98.6 is average because we're all walking around with so much to burn off. So we're running hotter than normal. And even when I've gone to the doctor, your blood pressure is kind of low. No.
Yeah, no. Same here. They're like, "You're a marathon runner?" Like, no, I just my diet is clean.
And I've been, you're anemic. No, it's not that. All the blood tests come back perfect, and it's because what is standard is that the pressure be higher because we're burning off that much mucus. Okay. And yes, thank you. I'm just making sure that I've gone through everything. Yes. I've gone over everything. I appreciate everyone tuning in up until this time, and trust that this information serves you well. Share and like please, this is information for everyone. Why or how? Because we all have to have a bowel movement, a healthy bowel movement that floats.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. A few other things to look to as far as diet to know if you're constipated. As a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't have a bulging stomach, and I'm skinny, and I don't have any signs of that being an issue. Well, everybody doesn't necessarily process everything the same way. Things don't necessarily show up in us all. There's no cookie cutter approach. And so, depending on how our bodies are structured, depending on what we have an affinity towards, genetics do play a role in that. Will determine how things show up in our bodies. And so, other things to look to, if a person's dehydrated, yeah, because the colon, what happens is by the time the colon is responsible for the uptaking of minerals through liquid goes into the colon, and then it's uptaken into the system to bring electrolytes into our bodies. And so if the colon is impacted, its ability to uptake the liquid or hydration is severely limited. And so if you find yourself like, oh, well, I'm slim, I don't have no bulge, and I don't have these external, my body's not showing any of these issues, but you're dehydrated, that's a good sign that your colon is impacted. If you have excessive gas, now depending on the food combinations, yeah, we will have gas from time to time. That's natural. It happens. But if you have some stinky, when you just letting it go and you blow out the whole room, yeah, that you blowing out some real putrid, like something died. That lets you know that person is impacted. And so you have to keep in mind, our intestinal tract is 7 feet long. And so it shows up differently in different folks. And so depending on how our bodies are made, to the extent that we saw that the intestinal tract dropped like it did, that prolapse colon, it might not happen the same where somebody's got real tight stomach muscles, so it's counteracting it. But you got 7 feet of this going through your body, so it's got space before, like when it starts to really hang out like that. Yeah, that's a major problem. But if you got excessive gas and stank gas, like, oh my God, that's something to let you know that you're probably more than most likely constipated. If you got digestion issues, because what happens is because you're impacted, eventually it starts to impact and back up and cause issues going all the way up into your actual, the way that you break down the food to begin with. And so if you have trouble with digestion, that's usually a sign that your colon is impacted as well and you're constipated. And then if you have a mineral deficiency, because the villi in your digestive tract, they get blocked. And so your body won't uptake the minerals in the same capacity. If you have, many times people be like, oh, I'm slim, I'm good, I look good. But internally, their bodies are falling apart, because they don't, and when they go to get their blood tests and whatnot, they find out they're mineral deficient. Just a side note, diseases, conditions that exist, 99.9% of the time, it's because of some sort of a mineral deficiency in the body. And it's something that's gone on and has become chronic. And so that's the reason why herbs work, is because they replace the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that our body is lacking because of the deficient foods that we eat, or the non-foods that we eat technically, because a lot of these GMOs, I wouldn't even consider it food. It's actually... it's shit itself. Yeah, and so it just goes into your body as such. So it's not even something the human body really recognizes as food. And so that's the reason why you have so many people that overeat. It's because there's no nutritional value in the foods or so-called foods that they're eating. And so they have to eat more of it to try to get enough so their body even functions at any kind of level at all. And so that's, some additional things or add-ons to how do you know, if you're constipated. And so there's a few herbs that are solid in helping with constipation and whatnot. As Deborah mentioned earlier, the psyllium husk is solid.
Yes.
Psyllium husk is solid. As what it does is it expands. It goes into the body and expands, and then it's like a scrub brush, and it takes everything out. So the psyllium husk is solid. And then senna leaves are really good for moving the bowels and helping with cleaning out the colon, the digestive tract as well. Typically, digestion issues and constipation go hand in hand. So chronic constipation will pretty much inevitably lead to digestion issues.
Yes.
And these are all the body signs that's showing you, hey, please, it's knocking at the door like, hey, help me, these symptoms. And so a lot of times what people end up doing is they'll take something for, the digestion, and then it starts to, medications that will help with, heartburn and all this other stuff. But the challenge is, or the problem is actually they're really constipated. And so, go ahead, baby. What's up?
Drugs constipate us.
Yeah.
Yes, herbs circulate us, circulate the nutrients to the different organs. And I felt, it's true. Drugs constipate us.
Because the body can't process it.
Exactly.
Yep. And there's no vitamins and nutrients in any kind of medication. And so if you have the understanding that the conditions that we experience come from a mineral deficiency, a vitamin deficiency, a lack of enzymes, we're deficient in some way, shape, or form, then taking a medication to mask the symptom, it's not going to help you. It's not. Yeah, most migraine headaches or pain comes from iodine deficiencies. Yeah, so when you look at what's in your aspirin, is there any iodine in aspirin? No. But 9 times out of 10, either the person's dehydrated or they have a lack of iodine. They have an iodine deficiency. Like when people have like migraine headaches and things of that nature. As a matter of fact, there's a whole host of problems that come with iodine deficiencies. But anyways, I digress. And so the psyllium husk, the senna leaves are solid. We also, there are multiple herbal formulas because there's a whole host of things going on, and usually it's not, those are pretty straightforward. But if you have and then some natural ways. In the morning, natural ways to aid in your digestion would be salt water in the morning. Yeah, warm salt water is solid. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach, drink a glass. Use about 8 ounces, 16 ounces if will be optimal, and that'll help get your bowels moving in the morning and get your body. When I say salt water, we're talking about like Himalayan pink salt, sea salt is solid, and so you definitely want to look at that as a morning regimen, especially if you're not eliminating regularly. I hear people when we have a discussion like this with our clients, they often say, "Well, I gotta have 2 to 3 bowel movements every day. That's not normal." And I'm like, yeah, no, it's abnormal not to. We've just been conditioned to feel and, think that because it's technically inconvenient because we're all so busy that, we don't have the time to do it. But when you look at a newborn baby, as soon as they eat, 30 minutes, an hour later, boom, they letting it go. So it comes in, their body processes, pull out whatever nutrients are in that, and whatever they're eating, and boom, it's gone. Right. And so equal in, almost equal out. Yeah, so like you should be releasing just about the same amount of food that you take in after every meal. And so that's something to be, mindful of, because, some folks be like, hey, I tap a bowel movement once a week. I had a partner of mine who was telling me, was having a challenge, his son wasn't eliminating at all. And they ended up taking him to the hospital and they couldn't tell him what was wrong. And he's just barely 20 years old. Or actually, I don't know, he's in high school. Yeah, he's a senior this year. Yeah, and so, it's happening younger and younger, and it comes from the standard American diet. Yeah, standard American diet from people eating, food that, your body don't even recognize as food, and then it just sits on you because your body can't process it. And so the rule of thumb, in anything you eat, if there's an ingredient in there that you have to look in the dictionary to figure out what it, or look in a medical encyclopedia to figure out what it is, your body can't process it. It can't. Because if you can't even look at it and you're confused trying to read this word with all these syllables and consonants in it, and your body, if you can't process it mentally, your body sure can't process it physically. And so that's something to keep in mind, because these preservatives that they put in these foods, it should be outlawed. And a lot of times certain foods and things that that are allowed that are put into the foods here in the States, you go overseas, there's banned. Yeah, Monsanto, they've got all kind of lawsuits all over the world. So, just keep in mind. And so when we look at, our health and well-being, most disease starts in the gut. Dr. Sabi said over 95% of all diseases starts in the gut. And so to the degree that you're not eliminating, it's almost like having a vehicle and somebody putting that old joke, put the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah. So basically, when you're constipated, it's like having a banana in your tailpipe. Yeah, and then what happens if you put a banana in the tailpipe? You block off the exhaust from the car. It comes back inside the car compartment and choke you out. Same thing's happening when you're constipated. You're blocked off from behind and not releasing, and all that feces and stuff is sitting in there decaying and rotting, and then that's what the gas is, that stinky gas that's coming out. And then when you finally do have an elimination, you're eliminating petrified, putrefied shit that's been sitting in your body for Lord knows how long. And so if you're severely impacted, the salt waters will help. Cleaning up your diet will help immensely. But if you have an immediate need, that's when the herbs come into play. And so technically, I always tell folks, cleaning your diet, going raw, because the fruits will start to break everything down in your system and help you eliminate. The vegetables will help break down the fibers from the raw fruits and vegetables, will help to clean your system out over time. But it takes time. Upping your water intake to a half a gallon to a gallon a day will greatly help, because it'll keep you flowing. And help with your elimination. But if you've got like impacted feces and your gut is hanging over your belt line and everything is just swollen, and your intestinal tract is really taking over your whole midsection. Y'all already saw the other video. If you look down and you can't see your genitals without looking past or around your stomach, chances are you are greatly impacted, and it's going to take a toll on you if it hasn't already. It's going to greatly inhibit your ability to be in function at your highest level. And so there's a few herbs that we have that we'll post in the chat afterwards. If you have an immediate condition, like you're like, hey, you know what, I want to change this now. I want to get rid of this. I want to start moving things. I want to jump start my system. quickly, or if you're not in a position where you're up to changing your diet, because everybody can't, or everybody's not ready to go raw. And even though if you have a medical condition or a health challenge, that's the best way to go to really expedite change, but it's still going to take time. That's when herbs come into play, because it speeds that process up. It gives you a boost of what you need to make it work. And so if you got impacted feces that have been sitting in your body for years that you can't, like, you're having difficulty releasing, we've got 4 different colon formulas that we offer, and I will post that in the chat. And then we have, if you're having experiencing issues with your digestion, we have 3 formulas for that as well. And so we have the ones from Herbs from the Forest, which are really rock solid. All of them are solid. It just kind of depends on what you have an affinity towards or what your need is. And so with the Herbs of the Forest colon formulas, we have one for maintenance, which is the colon and intestinal formula. So that's sort of like you can take it on a daily basis, and it will help regulate the system over time. So it'll help you get things moving, and it will gradually start to help remove the impacted feces over time. If you have if you're experiencing the issue with being majorly impacted, and you've got old stool just trapped all inside your colon walls, you've got the pencil pin like boo-boos that's coming out your body because of the level of impact, the level that your colon is impacted. Then we've got the bowel locomotion. The bowel locomotion. Oh. So keep in mind the colon and intestinal formula. You can go to work and you can function normally, and just know that you'll start to be regular. Whereas the bowel and locomotion formula, it's exactly what it is. What they say, it's gonna get you moving, like, and it's going to really start dealing with the impacted feces on those walls, and start to clean out those colon walls in a short amount of time. So, yeah, you need to be near a toilet. I mean, it's not like something that, oh my God, I'm about to blow up, but you're gonna be releasing, and it's something you probably want to do over the weekend when you're off. Yeah, start on maybe take off on a Friday, and then take it for a few days, and then let it start to really move and clear you out. And then we have the Sinfin. These are all by Herbs of the Forest. I'll post the links in the chat after we finish. The Sinfin, that will literally blow the bowels all. Yeah, you got to take it and then everything let it. Yeah, it's gonna light it. You're gonna light it up. Yeah. And so that's the most strongest. Yeah, that's got it's going. Yeah, it will blow the bowels out your back. Yeah, it's going. It's got some firepower.
Not so dangerous.
Yeah, and then from Dr. Goss's new body, we also the CKLS. That's an oldie but goodie. It's more of a daily maintenance type of situation where it's good for balancing out the system, and because it also helps out. It says stay close to Deborah. Yes, stay close to the toilet with that Sinfin or the bowel locomotion. And like I mentioned before, having a backed up or being constipated and having digestion issues go hand in hand. And so what we recommend is it's sort of like a 1-2 punch. Is let's get you moving. Let's get you get your colon clean. Let's get you flowing, and then we'll start to. Then you come in with the digestive and start building up your digestive tract. And so then we have 2 formulas from Herbs from the Forest, and then one from Dr. Goss as well. And so we have the digestive enzymes formula, Because what happens is those digestive enzymes, because of all the feces and all the gases and stuff, and all the putrid, rotted, material inside our colons, it starts to have an effect, and it blocks the enzymes and reduces the enzymes in the stomach that processes food. So that's the reason why people start having those digestion issues. And so we have the digestive enzymes formula, and then everybody, the popular thing is the probiotics, and so we have the probiotic formula as well. And so it kind of just boils down to what your situation is, which way you should go with that. And so, give us a call and then let us know like what you're dealing with, and then we can tell you which one is going to be the best. And then from New Body, we have the digestion and gas formula. And so it's called DA. And so that's rock solid as well. And it's good for maintenance, and it's good for helping your body process the foods that when it's in your stomach, and helping you operate at a high level. And so that's like getting your in plumbing terms, getting your roto rooter. It's gonna clean you out from the top to the bottom, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Can y'all do a live on how alive electrical raw natural foods are literally making spark? Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Is that Monday? Is that Monday? Hey, raw electrical foods on Monday. Yeah, that's the Dr. Sabi Day. Let's do it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite guys. Yeah, shoot, say help to Dr. Sabi. Shoot, one of his protocols when my daughter had her aneurysm, the second time. We used his what was it called? I forget the name of it. Yeah, she'll tell me though. Yeah, but one of his formulas where we used to help her get back on point and taking her finals in 6 weeks. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. But yes, we will do a live, Deborah, on how alive electrical raw and foods are. Yes, literally making sparks. Yes, and also we'll touch on the science behind it. So definitely, we'll put those links in the chat. If anybody's experiencing some an issue, an immediate issue that they don't have the time for, or if they still want to, they're having in the transition with their diet and they want to make a change, but they're not quite there yet. These herbal formulas will help expedite and get you going and help alleviate a lot of the challenges that you're dealing with.
Yes. Another part of digestion is chewing properly.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen people, and then there's no chewing? How many times should we chew before? Because digestion starts with your teeth. How many times should we chew before we actually swallow down the food?
Yeah, it was theoretically, it was like 20 to 30 times.
Yes, and sometimes it means that you might eat a little slower, but it's okay.
Properly break that food down, so then it breaks down that much easier in the stomach.
Right, because your digestive system, your colon and everything, it's not a food processor. It's not a, what are these things that are in the
garbage
sink?
disposal.
It's not a garbage disposal. Yeah. It's not just going to chop everything. It starts here with our teeth, Another thing, or were you going to say something?
I was going to say, shoot, the garbage disposal ain't supposed to have no big giant stuff going down there.
Oh, you would know that, yes.
Oh, but people just dump bacon.
And that's how they eat too, Also, when we are eating, it's important to not drink and eat at the same time. A lot of people don't know that. You should not be eating and drinking at the same time. What's happening when you're eating and drinking at the same time, you're actually diluting your saliva, which has the properties in it to start to break down the foods. So if you are gonna, and even if you go to Chinese or Japanese restaurants, they'll have hot green tea on the side. So you have your meal there, and if you have a sip, it's something warm that's going to go on with your food, but a lot of people have their food and then the cold drink with ice,
cola,
and it's carbonated and everything. Bad news bears. That's not the thing to do. So don't eat and drink at the same time. Chew properly so that you can digest properly. And do you have anything else?
I'm good.
Let me make sure.
It is all good in the constipation here.
Okay, just as I opened up, you know, the body does regenerate, and the body is just as forgiving as God is. So you can make a change whenever you feel the need to, and your body actually with the different symptoms, your body is asking for the shift, up. And yeah, eat to live. You always say that.
Yes.
Eat to live. Eat to live.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you too, brother.
Yes, let me make sure. Yes. Okay, and yeah, ideally, we would just live on herbs. The herbs are that strong. The herbs take the strength from the earth and bring it to our organs. Ideally, we would just eat herbs all day. But then we bring in the different foods, and what happens? Then we have to put herbs on the food. That's called seasonings. But we have loads of herbs and spices and things. These are the things that we should be ideally living on every day.
Right.
And they're sufficient to live. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that we did a good job.
Yes. We appreciate you all. We love you all.
Enjoy an amazing weekend.
Well, hold on. Felicia, can you do future episodes on different... Yeah. Oh, this is the tea queen. Yes.
Oh, tea. What y'all want to know about tea?
Yes. That will be Tuesday,
You
Felicia.
spill the tea.
Yes, Tuesday. So we got electric foods on Monday.
Okay. Oh, God, tea. Oh.
Yes, I already knew it. Here it comes.
I love tea. I love tea.
And then teas. And no, tea. Shoot, that's a whole therapy. Tea therapy?
I call it that. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for the ideas. Yes, what
Tea
you guys...
Tuesdays. Yes.
Make it happen. We're making it happen. Absolutely. We are making it happen. You guys and asking questions and everything. This is a family affair.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, so we can get to the weekend.
Yeah, we ready for the weekend. Let's have some fun.
Yes.
So have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Community 120. Yes, we're going to get it. 120 years. Let's hang out and make it happen. We love you all.
Yes.
Blessings. Have a phenomenal weekend. Bye-bye.